So that little box jumps up on your screen, click the word got it, it'll clear out of your way. And then again, make sure you've got this setup, a chair to sit on, and then two other chairs in front of you, uh, wide enough that there's some room, but close enough that you can touch them both should you need to. But don't have them too narrow. Have them wide enough. Sit at the front edge of your chair, hands comfortably resting on your lap or your thighs here. Chin slightly down, crown up, finding Zhong or central upright or central pillar. And the most important part of getting this central pillar in alignment is that it's the prerequisite to then practice Chun One, or softening and melting and relaxing into stability. So the stability that we're looking for when walking, standing, climbing, moving across space, moving around in space, rather than trying to get it from grabbing onto our bodies, which is what our natural response is. We hold our bodies, but that in effect makes us more topsy-turvy, more top-heavy, and more sort of brittle and tight. And so central pillar intact, then release shoulders, neck, chest, stomach, pelvis, hips, legs, all the way down. You want to feel a softness of sorts. And the idea, the sort of poetic imagery, is that the body weight, the weightedness, melts out or descends, sort of like sediment, descending down, 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 out of the body. That's this idea of us feeling grounded, is we actually let our body weight or some quality of body weight go out through the feet, and we don't hold it in the body. So that's the level of relaxation we need to cultivate. That relaxation and softening opens us up on a very subtle level, at every level, between the cells, between the layers of tissue. Suddenly there's a little more room everywhere. The more we soften and soften and soften. So when we relax, we're not slouching or slumping. There's actually a buoyancy that is created or experienced and cultivated. And then that third concept, so we have Zhong or central upright. We have Chun One, softening everything out and looking for that stability from that softness. And then they say what is left is Qing Ling, or light and nimble and agile and movable and free. So we put that into practice with our joint mobilization. So slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, lift the chest, lift the chin, gently arch the back. Then slide the hands forward, past the kneecaps, hollow the chest, drop the chin, open the back of the neck and head and torso. And then slide the hands back again. Chest slightly up, arching, and slide the hands forward. And again, be continuing to practice Zhong, or that central integrity, you could say. So now we're sort of bending and bowing our center line rather than trying to keep it straight, but yet there's a throughness, there's an integrity, which is what is meant by Zhong. Not that it's a stiff line perpendicular to the ground so much as there's an internal pillar of integrity. And then we keep that Chun One, we don't grab onto the body. Instead, we stay relaxed and move at the same time. So now we're practicing that Qing Ling. Now come back to neutral and rotation. Left hand forward, right hand elbow back, turn. And switch all the way across the other side. And switch all the way. Again, how far you twist is not as important as staying in this light, nimble, soft quality. So only go the amount that you can while keeping that soft quality. And what you'll notice is the range will grow, yet you'll still be cultivating that song, that soft and supple body. One more each way. And then back to neutral, arms dangle. Change the weight a little bit to the right buttock, lean. Left wrist floats up in front of you here, but again, notice when I say in front, it's just here. It's not way out here. It's just right in front. So we're leaning, and then we're switching. Leaning. Your left arm will reach down as this right wrist just kind of floats up passively, and we switch. Soft, loose, and creating this free movement. Yet, even though it's totally relaxed and soft, it's not sloppy. It's organized around the middle, still pivot. By staying relaxed, we keep that grounded Chung One idea of connected to the ground always. One more. And come back to middle, shoulder blade circle. Shoulder blades go apart from each other, shoulders forward, up, back, down. Forward, up over the top, back squeezing like you're cracking a walnut between the shoulder blades, down, under, forward and up, back and down. Two more. Unpacking whatever you're carrying or holding in those deep spaces in the upper torso. And reverse, go back and up, over the top, forward and down. Loose, sliding and gliding. Last one. And bend the elbows, hands come up close to the chest, elbows go out, possibly up, and then elbows down, around in front, squeeze. Down, out, around and up, down, around in front, squeeze. Again. Elbows back, straight back behind you, then down, forward, up, and then forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back. One more. And elbows out to the side, palms facing down, one above, one below, cross, hug your own body, give yourself a good squeeze, and then release, and elbows go out, and then switch. Cross, hug, and open, and switch. Open, and switch. And open. Now, elbows down, arms down, swing, 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 swing. And let them come to stillness, loose as can be. And then right arm forward, left arm back. Swing, 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 swing. Let this cause a light turning at the waist or the lumbar spine section. Turn, loosening. And back to stillness. Legs, scoot back a little bit. Right knee loads up, heel pulls in, and then push away from you. Reload, set that foot down and switch. Load, push away from you. Reload it, set it down. Change. Just getting the tissues and joints moving, pumping, flushing. The end result here should be a softening of areas that have become brittle, rigid, congested, compacted, glued. Now, hold the foot out there, point foot, flex foot, point, flex. Again, trying to liberate the foot so it's not glued on and held to the lower leg, and then tilt in, out, in, out, in. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse circle, out, around, and in. Switch feet. Out, point and flex. Invert, evert, little tilt, tilt. Circles, in, around, out. Out, around, and in. And center. Scoot forward on your chair. Step your feet slightly wider than hip distance. Lift the toes off the ground so only your heels are touching. Turning on the heels, turn the knees in and toes in, closing the quad or groin area. And then lift the toes and open, feel that open space there. And then close that space. Open that space, close. Open, close. Open and close. Back to neutral, hip distance legs. Hands on your thighs, forward fold from the hips. Get your chest and torso and belly all the way folded. And then sit back to vertical and lean back from the hips. And then sit vertical from the hips and then fold forward from the hips. You get that nice lower back opening, buttock opening, and upper hamstring. Back. Forward. One more. Back. Forward. And sitting vertical, just feel how right now you could do this. You can kind of run your feet because they're empty, right? And most of your body weight, if not all of your body weight, is being grounded through the chair. So this is the idea that we could do handstands, we could do one-arm handstand, we could do a headstand. The point is we're using something to plug us into the ground, to be grounded. So currently we're using our chair. What we need to do is transfer that. So slide your feet back a little and notice you're gonna fold. Before you try to stand up at all, you gotta pour the body weight out of the chair down to the earth through your legs. So now you're using your legs as your conduit and you stand up. But we're still working on chun one, or softening and relaxing down through. So as soon as we stand up, we don't want to add all this tension. We want to relax and soften. Stay soft and relaxed and fold. So this hip crease fold, then sink. We're still letting the legs be our conduit until we touch the chair with our butt. And then we sit back and notice how now you're using the chair to connect to the floor. Your feet are empty. And then fold and pour the weight out of the chair. And now you're using your legs to create that support. Let's do that one more time. And the point here is to remain relaxed. Don't add a whole bunch of grip and tension. Work on just soft, smooth, very efficient, and yet very relaxed and casual. Now, 3 times squatting which is the same thing. So a lot of times when I say squat, what I see people do is they start by pushing their knees out. So they do something different. A squat should be basically the same thing. Stick the butt back, sink, and get nice and low, get into your legs. Just don't sit in the chair. Stay in the legs and come all the way back up. And then fold and sink. And push through the earth and rise. And just again, stay soft, stay relaxed, loose, 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 loose. And we're standing. All right. Now we keep this idea of relaxing through the earth to be grounded, and come stand in front of your chair that's on your right. So now I'm facing this way. I'd like you to also be facing this way. So you have something for safety here. Now, again, the same idea of we were using the chair to be grounded. Now we're using our legs and feet. Now, tip yourself into the front of your feet so you're only using the balls of the feet and toes, and the heels are not touching the ground. And then come back to where you're using both ball of foot and heel. And then this is where you need the chair for safety. Rock back a little so it's only the heels that you're connecting to the ground, and the front of the foot is empty. And then change and rock into the toes. And again, so point being that being grounded is something that can be a constant, even if we're changing what our connecting point is. So currently it's heels and then toes, right? And then eventually it's one leg only, right? So now come back to standing, and we're going to do one leg. So change the weight so that it's all going down through the right leg only, and the left foot is now empty. And then change that. So you let, the same idea, let the weight go through the leg. The leg should have a small bend in it, or a bowing, you might say, kind of like an archer's bow. If you pull an arrow back, the bow bows, right? It makes that bow shape. And so that's what needs to happen with the leg, and that's what does happen when we're soft. Go ahead and change and allow that sort of spring loading or bowing, or however you want to think of it, to happen, rather than stiffening the leg up like a wooden stilt. So change the weight, let it go through the hip, knee, through the ankle, foot, into the earth, and change again. Now, another important piece here is that from navel center line up to crown of head, down the middle of the spine, down this whole middle channel and the central channel there needs to remain somewhat vertical, like we're putting a cup of coffee on our head and we're not spilling it, right? So keep that idea as you just casually change left leg to right leg to left leg. Keep the shoulders and arms relaxed and easy. Now, go into your left leg, stay there, and with that empty right foot, get up to the tip of the shoe here, tip of the shoe. And then put the whole foot down without any body weight, change. Once the left foot is empty, lift to the tippy toe, light, loose, back down, change. So we've got Zhong Zheng intact. We're Chun One down through one leg and Ching Ling, light and nimble, in the other. And then change. So now one leg is that full down through the earth, the other empty. And again, change. Tippy toe, back down, change. Now level 2, change. Go down through your left leg, get to the tippy toe. You might need your chair for this one. Lift it, place it back down with no body weight. Change. So now you're down through your right leg, tippy toe, lift, lower, change. So the lift and the putting down of the foot without letting your body weight fall into it. Then from your middle pivot, change. Lift, lower, change. This is level 2 with just a light lift of that foot. Everything else soft and relaxed. Trying to resist that urge to tighten everything up with effort. Now, level 3, probably definitely use the chair so that you can get maximum lift. Knee as high up as it can go. Let the whole leg stay empty as it comes down. Change the body weight. Once that left leg is empty, go all the way up to the maximum lift. All the way down. Empty the whole way. Change. So use the chair, the amount needed. Try to get that full lift, full return, change. Lift, down, change. Down, change. How soft and relaxed can you be working this? Okay, now the weight goes down through the left leg. Empty your right foot and put your right foot in front, heel touching. I'll turn sideways. You can see it's just out in front. It's not way out here. It's just right in front. Now, what we want to get the feeling for is as you shift into your front leg and you move forward in space, your main attention is still down, meaning you're going down to the earth. And then the same thing as you shift back. Yes, you're moving backwards, but most of your attention needs to be on the down quality. So that the forward and backwards is secondary. It's like an effect of going down to the earth and down to the earth. Because a lot of times we think I'm walking forward, we sort of lurch the body too much and we get over our skis, or we go backwards and we take the body back. So instead, just keep this idea of down, down. The down creates that grounded state, which then allows the whole body to be relaxed. Loose as can be. Now, that's level 1. Level 2, you're on the heel here. From this hip, lift, lower, and then shift. Let the body weight get down to the earth through the right leg, and now like a little flamingo, just bend that knee, heel towards butt, toe touch back down to the floor, shift back. Once this front leg is empty from the hip, lift, lower, change. Once the back foot is truly empty, then just nice and easy from the knee joint, bend, down, change. Lift, lower, change. Casual, relaxed, soft. Notice your arms, are they held like this? Try to release them. Shift, flamingo, shift back, lift. That's level 2. One more. Now level 3, again, use the chair for safety. Knee, softly down to your heel, change. Put the weight through your right leg. Now bring your left knee forward and up. Reach the toe back, shift back. The weight going down to the earth allows the freedom for this lift, down, and then the weight going down to the earth gives you the freedom for this other leg to lift and reach back. 2 more of level 3. Again, there's just this soft, relaxed state, and yet this Qingling nimbleness that we can experience. So swiftness, right? I just did that swiftly, but there was no change in my underlying sort of state. I didn't add a whole bunch of activity, right? It was just swift, but it's still just relaxed and calm. Now let's switch sides. Bring your right foot next to your left foot, weight into your left leg, right leg, step out. Now we're closer to this chair. Change the weight to your right leg, put your left foot out in front. Heel touching, empty foot. Level 1, change, get to the tippy toe. So you feel the Qingling, the empty, the nimble. And then change. So now this leg isn't nimble and this one is. And this one's connecting to the ground. And then change. So the key is not getting stuck in either state, but being able to change. and then change back, and change again, and change again. Eventually, there's an underlying stillness that is unchanging inside of all that yinning and yanging, upping, downing, and so on. Now, keep your front leg empty from the hip. Lift, lower. So that's a test, right? You're testing how empty is that leg. And then shift. And then again, you're getting this test of bend the knee. And you really see how connected to the ground you are. Toe down. And you shift. And again, you get to see how empty and how full. And then change. Empty, full. Change again. And test. Sit that hip. Shift. One more. Sit the hip. Change. Bend. Now use the chair for level 3. All the way up. Down to the heel. Change. And then bring that knee, back knee forward and up. Toe behind you with no weight. Change. Up. Down. Change. Loose. Forward and up. Toe reach back. Change. The down allows for the up. As soon as we forget the down, that's when we try to do something up here, like prematurely pull the leg up and we can topple over or lose our balance. So just always remembering this down. That's this change of thinking, change of directional understanding. And it's a breakthrough once you really find it. This relaxed, soft release down and out. All right. Bring the left foot next to the right foot, side step. Closer to this side again. Empty your right foot, put it in front again. Now, level 1, we shift. Once this back foot is empty, step it forward, heel touching, and shift. Now, shift back into your right leg. Once your front leg is empty, go toe behind you, shift. And forward, shift, step, shift. Shift back. The weight stays in the right leg as you step that left foot, and then you shift. Again, shift, step, shift. Shift back, step back, shift back. Get this pivot to get really good at changing full empty, changing full empty. Most of the time, people are stuck somewhere along the way. They've never quite emptied and they've never quite filled. And so that's why keep doing that. A couple more. Someone's just shown up. Now we're going to go level 2 of the same idea. So have yourself back with your front leg empty. Your should be your right leg. Now lift, lower, like we did earlier. Shift. Now your back foot, imagine there's something on the ground you have to step over. So now we challenge by picking the foot up, stepping over something, setting the heel down empty, and then shift. And then we do flamingo. Lift the back foot, bending the knee, toe down, shift back. Now this one can get a little tricky. The leg comes up in front, bend, reach the toe back, shift back. So I'll turn sideways for this. You guys keep facing forward. So hip, from the hip, lift lower, and then shift. Now step over something, up, over, down, shift, and then little flamingo, toe, shift back. And this leg comes up in front, bend, reach back, shift back. From the hip, down, shift, step over, shift, flamingo, shift back. So there's a lot of testing. This is a test to see how well did you ground, how well did you ground, how well did you ground. Now level 3, chair for sure. knee, down, shift, and now it's this exaggerated bit where you think bring heel to butt, knee up, foot out, and lower that leg. Shift, and then bring your back knee forward and up. Reach the toe back, shift, and it's reverse. Knee, tuck foot, reach back, shift, and knee. 2 more like that, level 3. Heel, knee, foot, down, all the while staying vertical, and then shift, and then knee, toe reach back, shift, knee, tuck, back, shift. 1 more. Loose. And switching sides, step right foot next to left foot, change the weight, side step. Now you're closer to this chair here. Weight down through your right leg, left foot empty, level 1, the most like just casual walking. So you're just shift, step without putting weight in it. So put that foot out there, put it out there, and then shift. And then we shift back. Same idea. We want to step the foot, but don't put any weight in it. And then shift. Shift. Stay in your left leg as you step your right. Then change. Change back. Step. Change back. And 2 more. Just casual sauntering. Now we've got level 2. So again, the weight's going down through that right leg as you lift your left, down, and then shift. And now imagine something's on the ground. So you got to pick the foot up, step over a low obstacle, and then shift. Now your back leg, you do a little flamingo, just to test it. And then shift back. Now this front leg has to come up, tuck, and reach back, shift back. So again, it's from the hip. Lift, lower, shift. Once 100% is down through your left leg, right foot is free to step over that obstacle. And then you change and go down through your right leg. Left foot is free for the little flamingo. And then change back, up, tuck, reach, change back, hip. So get this feeling of how the down, doing the down correctly, frees you up to do everything else. Get this down to the earth correct, and you don't pull up like this. Stay loose. The body moves freely. That's where Tai Chi comes in. Now, level 3, use the chair for safety. Knee, down, shift. Now, this is just exaggerated. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, all the while relaxed. Lower the leg and shift. And then your back leg forward and up, toe back, shift back. I'll turn sideways for a few of these. Up, tuck, reach. Notice my weight is still in this leg, even though I've set this foot up, then I'm shifting. Up, down, shift. It's the down quality through the leg that allows me to freely, safely do all that movement without throwing off the equilibrium. And then knee, back, shift, up, tuck. Reach without losing your middle, and shift. 2 more. Heel, knee, foot, down, shift, knee, toe, shift. One more. Loose, free body, stable, deep, central pillar, and a nice quality of ground. Not fighting the ground, connecting to the ground. Now, stay where you're at for a moment. Okay, so now I'm facing the same direction as you. Move to the left side of your space, and then turn and face across. Face across. Now the chairs should be on your left. They're there if you need them for safety, but make sure you're as far. Notice how I'm about to go off my camera screen here. Now I'm not even on screen. So you need to move that way in your room, in your space, so that you've opened up a runway. Okay, now that we have this runway, let's empty the left foot, put it out in front, empty, and then shift. And then your right foot is empty. Step it without putting weight in it, shift. And then step left foot, shift. Right foot steps, shift. Shift. Now we go backwards. Be careful. This is where your chairs really come in handy. But remember, same thing. The weight goes through one leg. You're connected to the ground. You step the other foot without shifting, but it's back there. The toe is touching. And then you just shift down through the leg. Front foot is empty now. Step back. Shift. Step right foot back. Shift. Back. Shift. Back. Shift. And level 2. So we shift. Now, each time we step up and over something. It can be very small or higher, depending on how you feel. But get this feeling of make sure you connect down to the earth through one, and then step up and over with the other. And then down through the earth with one. The other one's free to step up and over. And then we reverse. Be very careful when going backwards. Shift the weight. Front foot is empty. It can lift, tuck, and reach back without any weight. And then you decide to shift. Goes up, tuck, reach without any weight. Shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. And we're going to do one more there and back in either level 1, level 2, or possibly level 3, where you're exaggerating the whole way. Heel, knee, foot, lower. But again, that central pillar stays intact, but it doesn't mean we're grabbing it with tension. We're actually relaxing. And when you relax, you actually create a buoyancy. There's like an upward quality in the body from that relaxation. And then finally, backwards. The down is what is key. If I have my down correct, I can do all kinds of things with this body, all kinds of yoga poses and Tai Chi movements and whatnot. Okay, now turn and face forward again, hands together, rub. We're just going to do a very brief little self-massage just to clear any congestion. Go right on the groin area, on either side of the genital area in the middle. Groin on both sides, both hands, both hands. And then hip flexors, the front of the hips, go around to the sacrum and the tail, up onto your lower back muscles. And then, like you're sitting for a squat, stick your butt back, slide the hands down the outside of the legs, around the inside, and up to the middle. And then release your hands down. So just the idea that we've worked those areas, we want to just make sure they go back to flow. They don't get gripped and stuck. Now we're going to do our side stepping. So from here, make sure you're to the left of your space. Change the weight down through your left leg, letting that left knee have that little bend. Right foot steps out and back in. Out and back in. Let's do that a few times. So you're going out and back in. Out and back in. Couple things are important. When I step out, I don't point my foot like this and have my heel off the ground. I'm working on keeping my feet pretty much parallel and getting the whole foot, heel included on the ground, because that's what really forces this opening of this space here that we need. So again, it's out with the heel touching the ground, back in, out, in, out, in. Now put the foot out there, leave it there. Change the weight. Keep your left heel on the ground even as you change your weight to your right leg, and then change back, keeping right heel on the ground. So we're getting the real estate, the internal space to open in this groin area known as the quad, as well as the back and belly area, right? This whole area is what we need to have mobile and free and fluid, right? Now go to your right leg, stay in your right leg, left foot empty, bring it in, out, in, and feel this left quad opens, left groin area, open, close, open, close, while the right stays closed, right? Now, bring your legs together, both quad are closed. Let's change to the left leg, change to the right leg. So you can test it. You see, okay, one is empty, and then I change, and the other is empty, and then change. And again, my teacup or my coffee cup is still just fine. Top of my head. My middle pivot is getting freer and freer. Now, stay in your left leg. Step right foot out. Feel that right quad open. Then close right quad as you switch, opening left quad. And then bring that in. And then change. So the weight goes through the left leg. Step out by opening right quad, which is different than keeping this closed and letting my body weight get pulled along with it. So that's the discernment. We're discerning body weight staying, body weight changing. This one is open. This comes in still with no body weight. And then I'm changing and going down through this one and stepping that one. And changing down through this one and stepping this one. Change and step. Change. Now let's go the other way. Out. Change. In. Change. Out. In. Out. In. Loose. Easy. Grounded the entire time. So we're moving sideways through space. Let's go there and back again. Moving sideways through space, but at no point are we not grounded. So it's not like I'm coming up out of my ground to get over here and then hoping that I ground again. And then same idea. I'm not toppling back and forth. I'm underground. I'm going under, staying there, going under, under. Out. Now you can see I'm adding, especially those of you that come to the Friday class as well, we're doing the bear washing its paws in the stream while sidestepping. So this is I would say the simplest possible advanced Tai Chi pose or practice. This that we're doing, we're going to do it again. Because now we're adding that turn of the waist and that freedom of the arms. Let's go there and back again. but it's the simplest possible choreography. Change the weight, turn. Your hands stay over to this side as you step, which accentuates a sort of, we're staying closed and opening this way. So that's a very unique quality as well. And then we're sweeping across, bringing it in. So now change the weight to your left, sweep the hands. Now keep them sort of gravitating this way. The waist is turning this way, even as you step out empty, right? So that, and then there's a sort of almost like a rubber band dynamic tension that resolves itself across. And then this is a little lighter, emptier, and easier to bring in. Shift and turn. And then this step of the foot creates that dynamic tension. Shift, sweep, bring it across. The bear washing paws in the stream with side steps. Let's go the other way. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Bring that empty right foot in. Change the weight to the right leg. Turn the waist. Keep the hands and waist to the right as you step. And then let that dynamic tension resolve. Bring that foot in. Shift and turn. Step. Shift and turn. Sweep. Step in. So again, this is advanced Tai Chi. You're now involving all the components and staying grounded, soft, but yet keeping your integrity. Now, closing, wings, roll, fold over top, settle down. Just pause here for a moment. So when we do that advanced Tai Chi, we really get the chi circulating, swirling, moving, and then we always want to just train it. Come back to settled, come back to still. Don't just stay out sort of discombobulated. And come right between your chairs, right between your chairs, in the middle, and weight down through your left leg. Now turn your right foot out from the hip and actually let your belly button and waist and head turn a little bit that way as well. So you're now angling your nose and your belly button somewhat to this right corner. And then bring it back to neutral, straight ahead. And now turning the toes in, the belly button now faces this opposite corner, right? And what there needs to be is this sort of pinched pigeon toe position. Remember when we were in the chair and I had us doing this? We were closing and we were opening. So this exercise gets that into our standing work. So again, we close and then just skip the middle and go right to the open this way. And the key is to keep this empty, both when you close and when you open. So you got your left leg full, right leg empty. Close, open, close, open. Let's switch legs. Right leg parallel. Change the weight to the right leg. Left foot turns out. Turn the torso and everything a little bit to this corner. And then turn across. So it's pigeon toed. There's a little pinch at the quad or groin. And the body is sort of wound this way a little bit. And then turn out and in. So stay loose. Keep that vertical integrity, but get rid of tension and just let the body slide and glide. Change and change. Back to neutral. Now, turn right leg out and the body out a little bit. And then shift onto that right leg and bring your left foot next to your right foot. Change the weight to the left foot again and turn the right foot out and the body turn as well. And then shift. Bring the left foot to match the right. Empty the right foot again. Turn the foot, the leg, the body a little bit out to the right. And then shift. And then turn the right foot out empty and shift. Empty the right foot, turn it out, go around a second time. Turn out, shift. Empty the foot, keep it empty as you turn it out, and then shift. And eventually back facing forward, and then we go left foot empty, turn it out, shift. Bring the right foot to match. Empty the left foot, turn it out, shift. Empty left foot, turn it out, shift. And back. Do it again. Turn out. And shift and turn. So quarter turnings. Turning about 90 degrees with each one. So from our central line, turning and reorienting ourselves 90 degrees. Quarter turn. And again, 90-degree quarter turn. Now, right leg could turn out, but instead we turn it in, and the body's slightly turned a little bit now to this left corner, and then shift as if, again, it's kind of like you're shifting backwards, and bring the left foot to match the right foot. And then put the weight in your left foot. Right foot again, pigeon toe, right? It turns, and the body is sort of closing rather than opening, and then bring that left foot back to match. So here we're in neutral. Your right foot empties and you close. You wind the body in to change your orientation, and then bring the left foot to match. And then again, the right foot turns in, the body sort of complies with that, this rotation, and then bring the left foot to match. Go around a second time, turn in. And this is a very quintessential Tai Chi position of the body. You often don't see this in yoga or even in other martial arts. This closed, wound in, and there's something incredibly nourishing about it, and it's a really important mechanism for freeing the body. This close, neutral, close, neutral. Now, once you're facing forward, left foot, turn in, close, then bring right foot to match. Again, left foot, pigeon toe, turn in, pigeon toe, turn in. Go around one more time. Keep the groundedness and then the rest of the body free and loose. Now let's put those two together. Watch me if this is your first time seeing this one. You do the turnout, you shift into that right leg, and then you also do that closing with your next step, so that in 2 foot movements, I am 180 degrees facing from where I was facing. Try that again. The right foot turns out. I shift into it, down to the earth, pigeon toe that left leg, and then I'm 2 more foot movements and I'm back to where I was facing at the beginning. So let's do that 2 times in each direction. Right foot turns out, shift. Bring that left foot into that pigeon toe position, shift. So be very clear. One leg has all the weight going to the earth through it. So one leg is that weighted leg, the other leg is then that free leg. Go around twice. Keep an idea that you have just a central pillar going straight down through you, and you're just working around that pillar. Now, once you've done that second time, go the other way. Turn out, pigeon toe, 180 degrees in 2 foot movements, or something around that achievement. Go twice. And then we are back to neutral. So that's the rotational step. Now we want to take that one little bit further. So now move over to your left side chair. You've got your right side chair over here. So be all the way to the left and up in front somewhat. So if there was a rectangle on the floor, you're at the front left corner of the rectangle. Now turn your right foot out. You're going to shift into that right leg and take a step with your left foot, shift into that left foot. So now you're closer to your chair. So you walked across the top line of the rectangle. Now turn your right foot out. So now you're going to head down this side of the rectangle, shift into the right leg and take a step along that line. I guess it's more of a square because we're taking, measured steps here. Turn the right foot out, go around the corner of the square, step the left foot along the line of the square, and then turn that right foot out one more time and step. And you should be back to the corner of the square that you started, where you started. Let's do that again. Turn the right foot out and go along the square. Then turn your right foot out and go along this other line of the square. And then the right foot out, shift and step along the line of the square. And then right foot turns out and step along the line of the square. Now, side step over to the other side. And let's go the other way. So from the top right corner, turn left foot out, shift and take a step along the square. Left foot turns out, shift and take a step. Left foot turns out, shift, take a step. Left foot turn out. One more time. So again, what this one is helping with is this very functional, practical moment in life where the phone is ringing over to the left of us and we go, oh, let me first orient myself and then I'm off in that new direction, right? So again, phone is ringing to your left, you go, okay, empty left foot, turn it out, shift into it, and then I'm walking that way. Because what a lot of times I see when I'm working, especially with folks with the Parkinson's, is this thing here where they're, oh God, I got to turn and sort of doing this penguin thing because the body's so stiff and they're double weighted. So we're trying to get good at going, oh, I got to go to my left. So I'm going to empty my left foot, turn it out, with this light, nimble quality. And then just shift and head off in that direction, right? Boom, and. All right, one more time, little self-massage, hands together. Rub. And qua. Hip flexors. Sacrum. Lumbar. And then again, like you're squatting, stick your butt back, hands go down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, all the way up to the navel. Do that again. Qua, hip flexors, sacrum and tail, up onto your lower back, and then yang channels clear down, yin channels up. One more. And then the final reset of the chi of the body, up the outer arm, turn, down the inner arm. Repeat on this same arm, up the outer, down the inner, up, up. Switch. So again, remember, Wade, here, and then down the inner. Do that again. Up the outer, down the inner. All right. Shogun, or closing gesture, wings, roll, fold, sink, 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 settle, settle, settle. And then seal the practice by placing center palm on the belly button, and then other center palm over the backside. 5 breaths here in the nose, Hold the breath, out the mouth. In the nose. Out the mouth. Last one. Thank you so much, everybody. Well done. If there are any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or if you have some insights or anything at all.